It's the Slam Dunk.
So he's just heard here, it's a messy end of the year for those in government, and the next 24 hours is going to prove to be the economic wake-up call that's been building all year. Tomorrow, the government opens the books, the 6 months on from the budget, to an entirely different picture, a much weaker economy. So we get to look at what they call the HIFU, or the HIFU, the half-year update. And as you've heard on the podcast just now, it's not going to be pretty. The economy has been hit much harder than what was predicted by Treasury just 6 months ago. And we've seen it with companies closing all over the country, unemployment going significantly higher, growth down, debt up. And there were reports last week of 800 applicants going for just one job, and this admin support job in Auckland. The tax cuts and the interest rate drop appears to have made little difference as yet. And when you add in the general sort of malaise and you know, the lack of business confidence and the struggle to get your hands on capital and the digital disruption that's having a huge impact on all sorts of industries, then tomorrow's event will paint an entirely different picture to the one being painted on social media by the Prime Minister himself. He's come across as the country's saviour. I mean, the truth is, what we're going to get tomorrow is the exact opposite of what Luxon keeps telling us on his social media. Coming across as the country's saviour, and it's only a matter of time before we strike nirvana, is pretty much what he's saying. I mean, I've referred to Luxon's one-year anniversary video a few times before, and you can check out my other Slam Dunks for a deep dive on that. But golly gosh, it shows such a lack of awareness. It's just so far from reality. But he keeps pumping it out that National has this economy back on track and we're in really safe and good hands. Have a listen.
Violent crime has skyrocketed.
The cost of feeding the family has risen further.
It's true that New Zealanders have experienced more crime.
Fewer than 1 in 10 achieve NCEA level 2.
Businesses struggle with inflation high, resulting in a deeper recession.
National will be in a position to lead the next government.
It's time to get our country.
We can keep talking about things in this country, or we start doing things.
Christopher Luxon will officially become Prime Minister.
We made very clear what we were going to do, and we're going to do it. And my pledge to you is that our government will deliver for every New Zealander. We will rebuild the economy and deliver tax relief.
Today is the day tax relief kicks in for hard-working Kiwis.
We will bring down the cost of living.
Inflation has dropped to its lowest level in 3.5 years, 2.2%.
We will restore law and order.
Tough laws to ban gang patches in New Zealand have just passed.
We will deliver better health care.
Up to 26 more cancer treatments.
And we will educate our children so that they can grow up to live the lives that they dream of.
Ban cell phones in classes.
An hour of maths, an hour of reading, an hour of writing.
Just demonstrates what's possible. And that's what you voted for, and that's what we will deliver.
Well, I know it's a really tough time for people out there. Our plan is working to get New Zealand back on track.
Yeah, are we back on track? I mean, I saw Duncan took his phone into the classroom. It was a bit naughty of him. Are we back on track? I mean, let's drop a bit of a reality check here, you know. Critical programs supporting at-risk kids like Stantu Maya have had their funding suddenly stopped after 25 years. No explanations, 25 years. This program deals with at-risk kids. 25 years of results. Now the government's been taken to court and challenged over this. What about outcomes? If there's outcomes there, keep the funding, right? Then there's the utter debacle of the ferry shambles and hundreds of millions of dollars of extra costs that makes Luxon and Nicola Willis look like directionless kits. A year in the making and they have nothing to tell us. No new ferries, just the old ones patched up till 2029. And by then it's someone else's problem, right? Luxon always makes out the National is the party of infrastructure and the fast-track consenting bill. But the real truth is, on one of the most critical infrastructure projects, linking people and freight between the two islands called New Zealand, they stopped the project and parked it until 2029. Fast-track? More like a slow boat to Picton. It's the opposite of what his propaganda feel-good videos want you to believe.
Everyone, Chris Luxon, TikTok King here, and I wanted you to know this. We are a government that is all about helping the squeeze middle. We want people to keep more of their own money in their own back pocket so they can navigate this cost of living crisis. 100,000 households could get up to $75 a week to help them with their early childhood expenses. And importantly, in our budget at the end of May, help is on its way for lower middle income working New Zealanders with tax relief. All part of our plan to make sure we rebuild this economy to lower the cost of living so you can get ahead.
Well, don't put up the ACC levies then. Talk about the squeeze middle. You're taking from the squeeze middle. There's hundreds of millions of dollars spent, nothing to show for it. I'm furious about that. We all should be. Where's the accountability for that? Imagine that money used to the at-risk kids program. If it wasn't used on that, it would be a lifeline. You won't get that on the king of TikTok videos. And I haven't finished. Now for the smoke and mirrors. And the nation, the nation always does this under a National Party. National always does this. They roll out a tax cut that they can't afford. Especially when the economy is tanking like it is, which now means that one of National's crucial promises to get us back to surplus before the other guys now has been pushed back probably to 2029. That'll be revealed tomorrow. You won't find these inconvenient truths on Luxon's social media feed.
tax relief is here, and that means for the average income household, you'll get up to $102 a fortnight in tax relief.
Yeah, but you're taking it away now with the ACC increases. Why won't the king give us the bad news as well? If it's good news only, how can it be believed? So now for the clincher. So to claw back some of this expensive tax cuts that they've done, so to claw some of it back, they've quietly proposed to hike ACC levies 5% a year for 3 years, both on the worker and the road user levies. That's you. That's me. It goes back to the government in one announcement. Just one announcement, bang, we lose money. Now, I recall former National MP Nick Smith always created a crisis in ACC, and to fix it up, you put up the levies. Do you know they've got $46 billion on investment there? $46 billion. So much for National's no new taxes, right? Okay, ACC is not a new tax, it's a current levy, but they're increasing the old levy. The impact's the same. I know it's referred to as a levy, but it's a tax. Call it what you like. Ignore the spin and the weasel words. It's a tax increase. It's a levy increase. Same thing. Same difference. They're trying to get money into the government's coffers because growth is much weaker than predicted. It's the story of the year. Everyone's bleeding, right? By the way, if ACC's in crisis, it should use some of that $46 billion I just mentioned. It has under investment. It seems crazy to keep tapping us for more money. Can I just steal a Luxon line and send it his way? We are not a never-ending FFOS machine for the government to plunder all the time. That's what's happening, isn't it? We're just getting plundered.
Duncan Garner, live.